Hello friends, welcome back to the Craft Castle. The other day I did show you that I got a new Cricut Joy, and the one thing that I want to do with this outside of figuring out the sublimation markers that I use from Artistry fit into here is I want to bling out the front. Because this little guy is going to be sitting on my desk, I want it to look so cute and sparkly. So I am here today to show you how to bling the front of your Cricut. You could do the top as well. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to do the front. Okay, first, if you're trying to do any type of writing, I'm going to put like Ashley's Cricuts, and I'm going to play with this little Cricut deal, but I'm going to put Ashley's. The very first thing you're going to want to do is cut out a vinyl decal. So you are going to need some vinyl, some sticky vinyl for this project, and I'm going to use my Cricut Joy to cut it out with. That being said, if all you want to do is just bling out the front and not do any type of wording or design, you don't even have to do that step. You can just go straight to the blinging process. Okay, to bling, it is probably the easiest craft that you will do. However, it's going to be the most time-consuming thing you will probably do in the craft field. So you are going to need your choice of bling. I'm going to use this blue stuff. It's called 22, and I'm going to put it on the front where it says Cricut. Now, these blings that I'm going to show you are from Auntie Tay. She no longer sells products, but another good rhinestone supplier is Crystal Ninja. I do love her rhinestones as well. So for the front, I'm just going to put the Cricut. It's blue, and it will kind of match the top of this. I have some zero bling. It doesn't have like any type of shine or shimmer to it. It's really just to cover the front. Because I'm using black vinyl, I'm gonna be using black bling. So the whole point of this vinyl is it's going to be our guide to show where we are gonna put the black bling. The only other purpose for this decal is there is going to be gaps no matter how tight of a bling artist you are. There's always going to be gaps, and if you see the gaps, you will see the white to come through. Now, in order to avoid it being white, you want to put something underneath it so all you see is black. So I'm going to be using black, and then I'm going to use black bling. If you are using pink bling, then do a pink decal. A red bling, do red decal. So whatever color that you're blinging, do a decal or paint underneath that. Okay, the other thing that you're going to need is some glue. This glue right here is non-toxic. I love it. And it is great for a project like this. Although it's like a milky color, it dries clear. So I'm not concerned about it clouding up these gems that I have. And then in order to get like really good precision gluing, I am just gonna use one of these little syringes that I have. It comes in a huge pack off Amazon, and I just fill up this syringe with this glue and then get to blinging. Another helpful thing will be a rhinestone sorting kit. These are like those diamond paint kits that you can get. They have a whole bunch of different kinds off Amazon. This is just what I have. And then you're gonna need a rhinestone pick-up tool. This is from Crystal Ninja, the one that also supplies rhinestones that I like. This has like a wax tip on the top, and it'll be easy to pick up your rhinestone pieces. Essentially, that's the only products that you are going to need for this project. Again, this project is super easy to do. It is just one of the most time-consuming because all of these little crystals, look how small they are. And you're gonna have to individually pick those up and place them onto your, whatever it is that you're blinging. So while it's super easy, it's time consuming. So buckle up and enjoy the ride. Okay, so why don't we go over to Cricut Design Space first so we can cut out the decal, and then we'll get to the blinging portion. I have opened up a blank window in Design Space. Cricut has this thing called templates, and if you click on it, you scroll down a little bit and you do see a Cricut machine. However, when I click on that, nothing pops up for my templates. So I don't know whether or not this is an actual thing or not. I don't generally use the templates. However, because I'm trying to make sure that what I put on here fits on here, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna open up a blank window in Safari. Okay, I just put in Cricut Joy PNG and then went over into images. You can see that this one right here is like the perfect picture. It's actually from Cricut, and it's like the very front of the Cricut, which is exactly what I'm trying to bling. because I want to make sure that what I put on there is going to fit, I have now found this front. I'm going to right click this and do open image in new tab. A new tab is going to pop up and I'm going to take a screenshot of just the Cricut Joy, just like this, the entire thing. Okay, I let go of that screenshot. I'm going to go back into design space, go into upload and upload image and drag over that new Cricut Joy screenshot that I had. I'm going to go to complex and press continue. And I am just going to click my little arrow compass thing. I'm going to click on the white because I don't want the white background. I just want the outside of the Cricut Joy. Okay, now I'm just going to click on the print then cut image. We're not going to print anything. I just want to make sure that what I put on my Cricut will fit on my Cricut. I'm going to rename this Cricut Joy and press upload. We're going to click on the image that we just uploaded and press add to canvas. Okay, so the screenshot of the Cricut Joy, when it loaded in, it said 7.62 inches wide. If I take my fabric measuring tape and I measure the width of my Cricut Joy, it's telling me that this is 8.75 inches wide. So now what I'm going to do is making sure that this right here is locked. I'm going to change this over to 8.75 inches. Okay, and to just double check my work, because it's not really an exact science what I'm doing here, I'm going to insert a shape, just a square, and I want to make this 0.5 inches because that first letter in Cricut is a C, correct? And it is 0.5 inches tall. So I'm going to make this 0.5. I'm going to turn this basic cut into a guide because then it'll turn into a pink line. And I'm just going to drag this over, making sure that this right here matches up. And do you see how this box is just a little bit smaller than the actual C? But I have the actual Cricut here. And when I do my measurements, it does say that it's a 1/2 inch, like pretty dead on to a 1/2 inch. So I'm going to click that Cricut Joy screenshot that we have, and I'm just going to make this a little bit smaller until that C fits inside of that guided box that I created. Okay, perfect. Fits in there. So now I'm just going to delete my guide. Now, whatever wording that I want needs to fit inside that Cricut Joy. So now all you need to do is press your text box, add in your text. I want it to say Ashley's Cricut, and I'm going to make this bigger just for right now. Okay, I want my S to be connected to my E, but then I also want the apostrophe to be down. So I'm going to Command Shift G, which is ungroup. I'm going to drag my apostrophe down and my S, and I'm just making sure that all my lettering is exactly the way I want it to look. Now that I have that, I want to make my font just a little bit thicker. So I'm going to select only my font. I'm going to come over here into offset and I'm going to create an offset. I don't want it to be very large. I just want it to be a little bit thicker. Okay, that seems to be pretty nice. I'm going to make sure that this right here is welded. This thing for welded offset sets is checked. I'm going to press apply. Okay, I'm going to drag down my new welded offsets, and do you see how there's like some weird cutouts on the inside of that? I don't know why it did that because that's generally not what happens. I don't want those in there. So now what I'm going to do is come over here into contour, and I'm going to click on those small little weird cutouts that I didn't want. It will look like nothing really has happened, but if we click out of that box, do you see how now those cutouts are gone? And that's exactly what we wanted. Okay, so I'm going to select this Ashley's, the original Ashley's, and I'm going to delete this. I'm going to drag this up. Now, however I place this on my Cricut machine is exactly how it's going to look, right? So let's rearrange this because I want it to say Ashley's Cricut. Okay, so I have arranged my letters exactly the way that I want, and I've decided that I want to do a little heart because I just love hearts. I do have a little bit of pink gems. I also have some pink vinyl from Tech Wrap, so I'm good to go. Okay, now that you have everything sized exactly the way you want to delete that Cricut Joy thing because we don't need it. I'm going to come up over here into the Explore drop-down box, and I'm going to select the Joy because I'm going to cut this out on the Joy. Okay, I'm going to press Make It, And then I just need a little piece of black vinyl. Okay, and then I just need a little bit of this pink vinyl. It only needs to be 1 inch by 1 inch. Okay, so with all tech wrap vinyl, it has this like protective layer. I like to take my weeding tool pick and kind of like pry it off. It is kind of difficult. There we go. Okay, so then the milky thing comes off of that. If you're having trouble cutting tech wrap vinyl, it's probably because you didn't peel your masking off. Okay, so because I'm only using 2 colors, I'm gonna put this thing down at the very bottom left corner. And then going back over into my Cricut, I am gonna take this heart, I'm gonna put it down to the very bottom left corner, and then I'm gonna click these 3 dots, I'm gonna move object, and I'm gonna put it to the black. Now, I know that this is going to be a pink piece of vinyl. Although it's saying black on here, it's going to cut pink. That's perfect. Now we're gonna press continue. The Joy is gonna get hooked up via Bluetooth. Okay, I have not used vinyl for this, but I'm gonna go over here into browse and I'm gonna put in vinyl, and I'm gonna say premium vinyl because tech wrap vinyl is a pretty high quality vinyl. So I'm just gonna do premium vinyl. I'm gonna press done. Okay, so let's go and put this into our Cricut Joy. Okay, and all I'm gonna do is press go. Okay, and because I'm not 100% sure that this actually cut the way that I want to, because it's brand new settings for me in material, all I'm gonna do is I'm going to try and peel this off. And do you see how it just weeded perfectly fine? See how everything is weeding exactly the way I want to, perfectly fine with 0 issues. So then I can press unload. However, if these settings were not good for you, press rerun and the machine will get sucked back in and they will cut it again. And so then you won't have a misaligned cut, and then you also did not waste material. So then I'm just gonna finish weeding. Okay, for the name, I am just going to cut a little bit of transfer tape. Okay, I'm only gonna use 1 piece of transfer tape because when I'm done placing my name, I'm gonna reuse it and use it for my heart. Transfer tape actually can be reused over and over and over again until it's lost its full stickiness. It's not a one-time use material. Okay, so I've rolled the material away from my mat, and I'm just going to slide this. Okay, and there is my decal on my transfer. Okay, now that I have that and I'm done using my Cricut, I am just gonna unplug this. Now, same thing as I did before, I'm gonna line up my wording with my Cricut just the way that I had it on my screen. Okay, when I have it on there, I'm just gonna push this on. Okay, there is my decal, and you can see that it's perfectly on my Cricut and it's not covering up that Cricut. It's just exactly the way I want it. Okay, doing the same thing I did before. I'm just gonna lay my transfer tape on top of that pink heart. Roll this over. Now I'm done with this. Okay, and now I am just gonna place this about how I had it lined up on my design. Okay, just like that. So now everything that is white is going to be this. I have some pink for the heart, black for this. Now, I'm sure you're asking yourself what I'm doing for here because I do want it to be blue. Okay, I am just gonna use a blue Posco marker. You could use any other marker that you have if you don't have a Posco. And all I'm doing is I'm covering the raised Cricut letter with the blue marker. That said, it does not have to be perfect because we are gonna cover it with some bling, but we just want the back portion to be the color that we're using so you won't have like white gaps everywhere. Now, the blue is going to now be my blue bling. Okay, now comes the not hard part, but the long part. We are gonna start blinging this thing. The very first thing I'm gonna do is I'm just going to take my glue, I'm gonna squeeze it inside of the tube of the syringe. Okay, I'm gonna start with the pink first. I just dumped out a bunch of little rhinestones. This is a mix, so it has a bunch of colors. I'm only going to pick out the pink ones to put on here. Taking my syringe, I'm just going to add just a little bit of glue. You don't need a whole lot of glue for this project. Okay, now just taking your silicone wax tipped pen, you just want to pick up a little rhinestone. This one's pink, and I'm just going to lay this inside of only the pink heart. Now, if you don't like the placement of where you've put it, you can turn it around, and this is that little, like a fine tip. You can scoot this down, move these around. Okay, there is my little bling heart. I know it doesn't look like a whole lot right now, but once we get everything else blinged out, it's going to look amazing. That said, all of this white will go away because this glue does dry clear. Just gotta trust the process. Okay, I'm going to put back these. Okay, I'm gonna work on now my black name. So I'm just gonna come in here doing the same thing, just squirt a little bit of glue out. You don't need a whole lot. Okay, I used the tip of my glue syringe just to spread out the glue a little bit and doing the same thing we did before. We're just taking one diamond at a time, and we're gonna place it on top of the black decal. And then you can see, because I'm not working very quick, this glue that was once white is now drying clear. So that means that what I put down below will also dry clear as well. Okay, time-consuming process, I'm telling you, but look at how cute that is. It's turning out so cute. And the heart still has a little bit of glue drying. You can see it's wet, but most of that milkiness is going away. Now just to do the blue, there is the finished blinged Cricut. Oh, this is gonna turn out so stinking cute. Okay, so now that essentially the hard part is over, making sure that your rhinestones match up with the colors that you're needing. The rest of the process will be super simple and easy. It is just covering it with a whole bunch of glue and putting in your main color, which I'm going to be using as the clear. And that's it. That's essentially everything that you would need to do for this. All right, friends, are you ready to see the most cutest Cricut Joy that you possibly have ever seen? Look at how cute this turned out. You will notice that I went rogue and I have a little Cricut on my Joy. You know, as I was doing this, I felt like it was missing something. Like all the other bling wasn't going to be enough. So I cut out the same process that I did with my name in that heart. I did a couple layers of vinyl, put that on there, and look at how stinking cute my little Cricut guy is. Oh, I love him. And then the way that the blue looks over the top of that blue Posco marker, yep, so cute. I do have to say, the all clear rhinestones, holy cow, that was some hard work on the eyes, trying to bling with that very clear. It was really hard. So in total, this project took me about 4 to 5 hours. I didn't really keep track of time too much because I did take breaks, but now I am obsessed with the finished product. Oh my gosh. And you can see that all of the glue that was once that milky white color is now perfectly clear and you can't see anything. Oh my goodness. All right, y'all, I sure hope I inspired you to create and bling, and I will see you later.